Alright guys, so this is my EGO power string trimmer. It's a 15-inch cordless string trimmer with a power load, and it is the ST1521S. What I want to look at on this is to show you what I did to make this a toolless conversion from the straight to the folding shaft, because this unit allows the shaft to fold, but the socket head cap screw they give you have to have an Allen wrench. Now this particular model has no place to store that Allen wrench, so if you're somewhere and you want to fold it up, put it in your vehicle, you'd have to have the wrench with you. So I came up with a very, very simple way of allowing this to be a no tool required to take this off, to take that socketed cap screw off, fold it, and you're good to go without having any other tool that could get lost. Because that's the one thing, if they were going to do this, that I think they missed the boat, is they should have had a place to store that tool. Now with this trimmer you do get this oversized Allen wrench. Got the long part there, which isn't journey normal, and of course you use that for attaching the guard at the bottom, and also for putting this bolt on when you want to extend and lock the length to use it. Now the supplied Allen wrench is a 4mm. Now this is the original socket head cap screw that you get with the EGO trimmer. It's 5mm in diameter by 0.8 thread pitch by 20mm long. So that means that obviously your major diameter across the threads is 5mm. Your thread pitch is 0.8, meaning that every millimeter that you go along the length of the bolt, there's only you don't even have a full thread. It's 0.8, and then the length of the bolt is 20mm, and that goes from the base of the head right here out to the end. That's the length. Now to make this a no tool setup, what I used was the following: 5mm diameter by 0.8 thread pitch by 30mm long button head cap bolt. Then I got a 5mm wing nut, and it has to have the 0.8 thread pitch. And then I got a 5mm washer. Now when it's all said and done, we're going to go from this button head, 30mm long by 5mm diameter. We're going to go from what it looks like on the left to what we get on the right. Now if we take a close look at this, you'll see that the top of the button head has been ground down, because what we want to do is we want this button head here on the original, before it's been modified, on the left, we want to grind that diameter down or sand it down so that it just kind of jams in between the wings of that wing nut. And the way I accomplished it, you can use a grinder or a belt sander. I used a belt sander, and then basically put this up to it and then just rotated it around and around until, and then kept checking it against the wing nut, so that when you would tighten it down, it would be just enough that there's a little clearance between the bottom of that head and this part of the wing nut. It would just jam in between those two ears on the wing nut, and that's what you get there. And then for the heck of it, I probably didn't have to, I put a little red Loctite on those threads. Then I take my 4mm Allen wrench, and then I held this down, the wing nut, and just jammed it and turned it as tight as I could to allow that to act as one solid piece. And then we finish it off with a 5mm washer, because as we're tightening this up, and I'll show you when we're tightening this up on the housing, I want the washer to be an intermediary so that it'll slip and this won't do any gouging into the housing, any potential gouging. The washer will prevent that. Alright guys, let's see how this works then. Just like that. Here's a top side view. So here you see that 30mm long bolt, the way we have it set up, is almost all the way through, just a couple threads shy. So that gives a good contact through this casting here. Gives more than enough, plenty of threads there, and keeps it nice and rigid. So now when you're ready to fold this thing up, it's just a simple matter of loosening it, taking it out, and then when you fold it up, just take that and put it back in so that you don't lose it. Next time you need it, you've got it right there. You'll take it out, fold it out, put it back in. No tools required. Now the reason we want that washer on there is so that when we're tightening this up, when this wing nut comes in contact with this casting, you don't want to have that wing nut wearing away on that casting. That washer will allow it to slip like that, and you won't be down the road abrading or wearing this surface off on here that makes contact. So this way that washer is the intermediate between that.